Hey, also, we're going to do a little video about Deadrail. So on the right here, we have the Deadrail locomotives that I'm using with my Blunami system. So number 14 here is running a Blunami 2200 steam. It's in the water tender here, or it's in the water cistern, excuse me. And then it's got speakers, and then there's a Neil Stanton's S cab, BPS V5, which is his battery power system, and a 3.7 volt battery in there. Uh, then here in the front, I have a little bit of a different setup. So this is porter number six. Porter number six, I used the alternate water tank from Calvin Witt, and that gave me a little extra room to get a Blunami 1100 in there, along with a little uh, battery booster board in there. So I'm running a 3.7 volt, and I'm converting that to 12, which is powering the Blunami. And that guy just plugs in right here in the cab. It's this little guy that looks like my water tank, or my oil tank, excuse me, in my cab. Then on the left side here, I have my new toys that I've been playing with. So in the front, I have my critter number 11, which is running just a Tam.Valley board. And then in the back, I have porter number 12. Again, using that same tank to take advantage of space from Calvin. And this guy actually is using the Tam.Valley system with an ESU decoder up here in the front and has three 3.7 volt batteries stacked back here, which connects into the battery buddy. And I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a minute. And then on the Critter 11, it's just the Tam.Valley board here with an 11.1 volt battery in there, and I just direct connected and then drop the hood shut and run it. So Deadrail is a little confusing. When I first got into it, I admit I was a little afraid. Uh, and what I want to let you know is that it's not as scary as it sounds. There are other systems besides the two that I'm going to talk about tonight. There's AirWire, which I have a board for. I just don't have another separate receiver. The beauty of the Tam.Valley system and the Blunami system is that they can both run off of the Blunami app on a cell phone. So this is an old cell phone that I use to run my locomotives, and then I can do my video here on the actual phone, my regular phone, or I can do it on my other camera, but my camera is dead. So we're doing it on the phone tonight. So you can hear number six. Number six is live right now. And if you look at my phone, I have number six all queued up here. I have her turned down right now just to kind of do that. So number six, oops, I gave number six gas. Sorry. So number six is the setup that I started with. So my first locomotive that I experimented with Blunami, I did a locomotive similar to number 11 here. It was a big diesel with a 3D printed engine compartment. And the 11.1 volt battery was in the engine compartment, and then that ran the Blunami board. So I did that. The beauty of this one is that I can use the booster board. So really what you need for Deadrail is you need a way to talk to the locomotive, right? And then you need a battery. So in the Blunami system, it's all included. So the Blunami board has your Bluetooth connectivity, and then it takes care of your normal decoder functions. It's all in one piece. Uh, and you can actually use the Blunami board with DC, with DCC, or with a battery, which is the beautiful thing that you can do with it. It's really a great system. Soundtraxx has done really well with it. Um, so here in the smaller porter here, uh, it's a straight connection, 3.7, and this guy just comes off so I can take my cab off. When I take my cab off, my battery connection's right there. I just pop that guy out, and then you can see all my electronics just sitting right there. This guy I just plug into a little charger that I have, plugs into a USB port, charger right up. Takes about an hour to charge if I run it completely dead, which is pretty good. I can run this for about 3 hours and then it dies. I do have a separate battery for it that I can run to do that. Now, that guy requires you to pull your battery out. If you wanted to do number 14 here, number 14 is a little different. So number 14 actually runs the SCAB system. So the SCAB system is designed by Neil Stanton, and it's available at scab.com. So it's s-cab.com. And Neil is very helpful. But the way that this guy works is this one uses a magnetic wand, which is just a fancy term for a pencil where the eraser's been moved. We replace it with magnets. We drag it alongside of the locomotive. You hear number 14 come to life. We go to number 14 here in the Blunami app, and you can see in Blunami, it loads everything up. It's running through all of my CVs. She's ready to go, right? Um, So the beauty of this is that this charges from the rail, so I don't have to do anything extra. I just put this on DC or DCC track. I would tap the side of the tender, and it goes into a charge mode. As long as I don't move it, it stays in that charge mode. When it's done charging, or when I shut the power off, it shuts itself down, and we're done. Normal running, I just come over here, and when I'm done, I tap the back of the tender there, and it turns off. The way that that works is the battery power system that Neil uses has a magnetic reed switch in it, so you get the on-off functionality. And the nice thing that I figured out here is that you can run that off of pretty much any. I've used a refrigerator magnet before. I have a bottle opener that I've used when I couldn't find the magnetic wand on the bench. Drag it, tap it, shuts it on, or turns it on, shuts it off. So that's the beauty of the BPS system. Uh, and it's really nice. I've done a lot of locomotives with it for myself, for clients. A lot of people are very pleased with it. Then we have my newer toys here. So number 11, I kind of went old school. So number 11, I'm using an ESU board, which is here in the cab. And then I have a giant speaker in there. And then this guy, I just have an 11.1 volt battery in there. We plug this guy together. And then shows up over here on my phone. Oops, sorry, I gotta check that in there. So then now I can connect to it, same app. Didn't have to change anything. Tap here. You'll notice that it comes up, it gives me my voltage, battery comes on. Um, the ESU decoders are a little different. So startup is F8, and then she'll come to life right here. Takes a little bit to get used to the ESU decoder, but it's just as easy. It's all controlled here, right? I can grab number 6 over here. I can go into multi-train, and I can see the yellow critter. And if I give the yellow critter gas, and I give number 6 gas, they're both moving. I can control them both, right? Which is really nice. Um, I don't have to switch apps. I can run everything from the same multi-train view that I'm already on. So that's number 6. And again, this uses a Tam.Valley board. So right here in the, let me turn it off really quick. So here in the engine compartment, I have the Tam.Valley board. The Tam.Valley board is right here. The Tam.Valley board is nice. You can actually adjust the size of it. You can snap off the connectors and then just hardwire direct to the board. Uh, and that's a really nice setup. Um, and then I have just running that straight. Now to number 12. Number 12 is a little even more advanced from the Tam.Valley setup. So this uses Tam.Valley's board, which is right there. And then it uses their battery buddy. Now, battery buddy is kind of cool. So this is a plug. When this is connected, it looks like my sand, right? And I plug that in, and then there's porter number 12. Click on it, This phone has been having issues connecting to number 12. I'm not sure why it's struggling with it right now. Anyways, number 12 is there. So this is an on-off plug. So if I pull this back out, that shuts it off. You can see it kills the app here, goes right away, and then it's not available anymore. So that's my on-off switch for number 12 here. Then you'll notice these four here. This is the battery buddy connector. So that guy um, looks like, what did I do with the other one? Here it is. Looks like this. So this is the battery buddy Tam.Valley. This is another one that I have in the box here. Um, so you plug in your three batteries here. These are all 3.7 volt batteries. They plug right in. You wire that up, and then it gives you this little port here, and then your charging pins, and then it gives you the port for your plug, on-off plug, and the port for your locomotive for the battery buddy board. You just hardwire that to the Tam.Valley board, and then the Tam.Valley board connects to the ESU decoder in there, uh, and it runs straight away. Now that guy charges with this little guy. I just went ahead and bought the one straight from Tam.Valley. So it's a little 3S LiPo balance charger. You plug it in. For me, positive's on the bottom, so I plug the positive in, and then my three cells are my black wires here, and then my positive's on the bottom. Charge it. All the lights light up here, and it tells me cell 1, cell 2, cell 3. It gives me their status and charges them up. Uh, so there's that. This guy, the first time I ran that setup, I got a lot of running out of it. There were a lot of nights where I would just come in here and I would just run it just to see. I think I was north of 6 hours on that, just running just this little porter. Again, it's not a lot of power. It's not a lot of motor, so probably variable results there. So, anyways, those are the two systems that I use. There is AirWire. Uh, an AirWire requires a separate receiver. So that would mean I'd be balancing my phone, I'd be balancing the other receiver. So that kind of is the way that I don't, or the reason that I don't use it. So again, that's my setups, or those are my setups that I have for Deadrail. Now I have one more, and this one is actually kind of fun. So Clem over at Warrior Run um, was talking to me one day. We were having a conversation on the phone, and he goes, "Look, Deadrail is really simple." And I said, "Really? I had this little critter that I built for Sammy's postcard challenge, or business card challenge. Postcard challenge would be really big. Business card challenge. So I built this, and I was joking about powering it up. And then Clem said, well, why not? So there's a little MRC board in here with a voltage booster. And then this guy just clicks right on here. So again, you would pull that battery out to charge it. And then you just tuck everything into the cab. And then get it tucked in there. And then this is the controller. So there's no Blunami app. There's no anything. It's all right here. So it's kind of fun. Can't really go wrong. Step forward, reverse the top there, stop. Right. It's kind of fun. And that's an MRC. I think it's called a Genie, MRC Genie. I know Clem has them. Um, there's no reason that if you wanted to play with battery that you couldn't. Uh, I think this was like $120 with the booster board, and then the batteries like $6 on Amazon. I can run this for a really long time. The drivetrain on this is an N20 that Clem sold me. It's really nice. Uh, if you're interested in Deadrail and you want to play with it, you don't want to spring for a Bluenami board and a battery, power system, all that stuff. Um, you can definitely try that. I will tell you that a Bluenami board with an 11.1 volt battery, you're looking about 130, $140 for the Bluenami board, and then you're talking 12 to $20 for the battery. If you're just using an 11.1 volt battery, depending on what you buy, and you can just buy the little chargers from Amazon, and it plugs into your USB port, plugs into the battery, and you can run it that way. And you just make a little disconnect that you tie into the black and red wires on your decoder, and then you would just plug that in when you were ready to run and unplug it when you were ready to stop, which is pretty much what is in number 11 here. I just come in here when I'm ready to turn it off. I use tweezers to pull my wires up, and then I just come right here, unplug it, and that's dead. And then what I do is I usually leave one cord hanging out just so that I remember it's unplugged before I put it on the layout and try and run it. But so you can do that. So depending on what you're looking to do, uh, for sure. When I built this, the 1100 was not available from Soundtraxx yet. If I was going to redo this, I would redo it with an 1100 board. But for me, this is fun. I can give this to my kids, and my daughter loves it because she can just sit there and she can tap it. And it's the N20 is geared so low that she couldn't create a runaway train if she tried. You can get it going pretty quick, but it's she's not going to create a runaway train with that. Um, so, anyways, I just wanted to kind of come on here, talk about some dead rail options that are available to you. Again, if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. I know I've been talking to Phil's trains a little bit today, but I wanted to come on and just uh, kind of talk about it and let you know that it's possible. If you don't want to do it, I do some installs. I'm a little backed up right now, um, but you know, I'm happy to talk to you about it. It's very straightforward. I know it sounds intimidating. Even on this guy, I was a little concerned about the battery buddy. And then I just said, you know what? I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna do it. So I ordered this up from Tam.Valley. They're in San Diego. I had it here in the Central Valley. I think I ordered it on a Saturday. I had it on Monday, and then I was off and running. The only thing I don't have is a programmer for the ESU boards. Um, and again, uh, I know ESU is different from the other stuff that's out there, but it's fun and it gets trains running. Uh, so, anyways, that's it. I just thought I'd make a video, and I guess this one's going to go on YouTube because this is a long one. So Facebook's not going to let it happen. Um, But anyways, if you have questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments. I'm happy to help. Happy to talk to you about it. Uh, have a good one.